22 slots filled on the ladder. Slots 6 through 30 are locked. 5 teams remain in the top 5 and they are blank. Today we move to number 8. This franchise has won 27 World Series titles. They went 94 and 68 last year and lost in the division series. Number 8 on Kenji's power rankings, the New York Yankees.
Quailoque, listen, pinstripes, Monument Park, the most famous uniform in the sport. I grew up watching this team on my Tio Ramon's TV in Santo Domingo, and it meant something, and right now, in 2026, the post-Soto Yankees are trying to figure out who they are. That is the episode.
94 wins last year. Let that number breathe for a second. 94 wins, and they went home in October. That is not a broken franchise. That is a good team that has questions to answer. Big questions, but they have resources and they have Aaron Judge. Most teams would take that trade.
The thesis for this Yankees team is the IL All-Stars. The single burning question going into 2026, can Aaron Judge carry a roster that keeps sending players to the injured list before October arrives, because the data from the last 2 seasons suggests the injury rate is structural, not random.
We all know Soto walked across town last winter. That is settled history. The Mets got their guy. The Yankees had to make a decision about what they were going to be without him. Did they answer that question with this offseason? I am genuinely not sure they did.
They answered it enough. Cody Bellinger in left field. Paul Goldschmidt at first base. You do not love those names the way you love the Soto name. I get that. But those are legitimate Major League Baseball players. Productive ones. The Yankees did not stand still.
Bellinger and Goldschmidt. Okay. I will take Goldschmidt. Former MVP still knows how to work a count. But Bellinger has been inconsistent enough that I want to see it before I buy it. When he is right, he is very good. When he is not, he is a lineup hole.
The additions address lineup depth, but they do not address the structural injury concern. Jarrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon. 3 starting pitchers entering the season with significant injury uncertainty. That is not a rotation, that is a medical waiting room with a mound in it.
Hold on. 3 starters with question marks does not mean 3 starters who cannot pitch. Cole has been managing his situation. Fried and Rodon are not done, and they have Luis Gil and Clark Schmidt to fill innings while the veterans work back. You do not panic on the Yankees' rotation.
Broder, 3 of your top 5 starters are injury concerns on opening day. 3, that is not a depth question. That is a core rotation question. My Tio Ramon would say you cannot win games, your pitchers cannot finish.
I was telling Jimmy at the bar last week, the Yankees' bullpen is not the problem here. It has not been the problem for 2 years. Camilo Doval, David Bednar in the back end. That is real late-inning firepower. The issue is getting to the 7th with a lead when your starters are limited. Now the lineup, because this is where the real argument is. Aaron Judge in the middle of that order changes every game he plays in. Pitchers make different decisions with him in the box. The entire lineup gets better at bats because of what he forces the defense to do.
The stat that matters, when Judge does not play, the Yankees score at a near-league average rate. When he plays, they are a top 3 offense in the American League. That gap is one of the largest single-player impact differentials in baseball. 1 man. That much difference.
And that is what makes this team simultaneously inspiring and terrifying. Judge is a generational talent, but you are 1 hamstring away from a completely different team that is not a foundation, that is a high-wire act with no net.
Then let us talk about who is around him, because I do not think people give this lineup enough credit. Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second base, Giancarlo Stanton as a legitimate threat, Austin Wells developing behind the plate, Anthony Volpe at short. This lineup has pieces.
The X factor is Austin Wells behind the plate. He is 25 years old. His primary job this season is managing a fragmented rotation where starters are coming back from injury on different timelines, with different stuff on different pitch counts. A young catcher holding that together is an enormous ask.
I'm saying second base is next. I'm not naming a name today, but I'm sitting here watching Chisholm and the position is on my brain. Before we leave the top 10, I'm naming a second baseman. Keep watching.
The Yankees are. The lineup is legitimate. Judge is legitimate. but I mentioned a 9-win projection band from 82 to 91. That is an unusually wide range for a team at this level. The rotation uncertainty creates real noise in the data. This one does not feel the same as the Phillies.
It does not feel the same. Say more. Spencer Jones, though. That is a name to know. Excited. The kid has real power, real tools, real upside.
You cannot add wins for historical legacy.
I just did. 90.
My Tio Ramon always said a team with one great player and half its rotation on the IL is one great player plus a lottery ticket. I love the Yankees, I love Judge, I love what Chisholm brings. But 3 starters with opening day question marks. I'm going 85.
85? You're going lower than Kenji's algorithm? Lower than the computer?
Bottom line, projection sits at 85 to 90 wins, playoff contender range, not a division winner range. Short pause.
Always leads.
I believe in this team. Judge makes them dangerous every single night. Excited, you never write off the Yankees.
Not writing them off. Being honest, emphasis, they are one Judge injury away from a 90-loss season, and nobody wants to say it.
Judge has played over 140 games in 4 of the last 5 seasons. Short pause. The durability concern is statistically overstated.
Rank 8 feels right to me. Not a title favorite, but dangerous. Los Yankees are always dangerous. Chuckle.